I'm rich, I'm pretty, got an apartment in the city and a beach house off the coast that costs a couple milli. We are going toe to toe, we be singing while we're winning. By the time I'm 24, it's hard to deal with it. If you got a man, send his send his brokers back to bed, cause tonight we flying high first class to Japan, eating sushi, wearing Gucci hot springs cause we can, sipping on sake, making $1 million plans, super yacht, smoking pot with our $1 billion friends, bright lights, white lines, summer in the south of France. We're going on a plane and we won't be back again, cause we're heading to the moon, screaming catch me if you can. So I'm about a 9 but she thinks I'm a 7, got money all of a sudden she thinks I'm 11.
Wow, how much did you make?
Nah, I never be telling, let's just say I went through hell to be living in heaven. Boom boom,
Cha-ching, ching.
boom boom,
Cha-ching, ching.
boom boom.
Cha-ching, ching.
Make money, middle finger up, come on, let us sing now. Boom, boom,
Cha-ching, ching.
boom, boom,
Cha-ching, ching.
boom, boom.
Cha-ching, ching.
Make money, middle finger up, come on, let us sing now. Make money, middle finger up, come on, let us sing now. Make money, middle finger up, come on, let us sing now. I am fly man, diamonds on the hand, got money in the pocket, about to pop a rubber band, fly to an island off the coast of Iran, got money in advance, so the honeys all dance, got 25,000 in the duffel loud plan, it's a G6 like a taxi cab, tell your girlfriends that they can bring their friends, make rain, get paid, go play, full send, big gold chains even with embargoes, got diamonds on the neck like Leonardo, you don't even wanna know how fast the car go, when I peel off in the Mercy a Lago, got foreign doors and marble floors with an army force on the count of 4, ready lock and load, let's rock and roll, when we talk it over, it was nice to know ya, so I'm about a 9 but she thinks I'm a 7, got money all of a sudden she thinks I'm 11.
Wow, how much did you make?
Nah, I never be telling, let's just say I went through hell to be living in heaven. Boom boom,
Cha-ching, ching.
boom boom,
Cha-ching, ching.
boom boom.
Cha-ching, ching.
Make money, middle finger up, come on, let us sing now. Boom boom,
Cha-ching, ching.
boom boom,
Cha-ching, ching.
boom boom.
Cha-ching, ching.
Make money, middle finger up, come on, let us sing now. Make money, middle finger up, come on, let us sing now. Make money, middle finger up, come on, let us sing now.
Thanks, Daddy.
Yo, welcome to Carter's Corner Pocket, where we feel the rocket. Today, I'm talking GameStop. What's going on, man? I see Jay in the chat. Welcome, man. GameStop taking off, boosted, 2150, up 10.35% right now. GameStop's rocking it. It's always good, right? Let me make sure my mic's registering. Okay, cool. I hit go live and it's registering. All right, man. Yeah, man, welcome. It's Carter's Corner Pocket. Hit the dislike, unsubscribe. That's my new motto, man. I don't give a damn. I'm over here, GameStop elitist investor, buying shares all the time. I bought my share today. Just accumulating over time. This is my financial journey in GameStop. My diverse GameStop only portfolio. And the reason I can do it and don't have to diversify, many people, I mean, diversifying is good for stocks. The reason I can do it is because I do my research on the CEO, the board of directors, all of that. The governing body of GameStop. I do all of my research on that. I get into what type of person Ryan Cohen is, the leader that he is, what makes him tick, all of that. So I'm so sure that he's in the background doing work. What's the saying from Roaring Kitty? The absence of evidence is not evidence of absence, right? And that's exactly what Ryan Cohen's doing. GameStop, man. I've been trying to do this video. I was going to do it last night. I had to stop in by my job. I was busy. I was just tired. Past few days. I've had this plan for a little while, but yeah, man. Hope everybody's doing good. GameStop up 10.3%. Like, I keep looking at it. It feels good. It feels good to go up, but I mean, get your mind right? I mean, we're straight. We've got a long way to go from where we're trying to achieve. The reason I get so boosted on these days, like the 10% days, the market is down. Look at this. Look at this. Nvidia down, SPY down, mid caps down, Best Buy is down, and GameStop's popping up 10.5%. It's just the overall situation of the market. When the market is red and GameStop's up 10%, hey, you know you got a problem. We know you got a problem. We figured it out back in January 2021, right? When I invested, because I'm a genius investor, this little pop right here, then you faded it down. You popped it up, faded it down over 3.5 years. And this little guy over here just lets me know y'all are still in it. Y'all are still ball deeps in the play, upside down. Um, and hey, we got your trap. And that little blip, the 60% up drive or 50, 60% up drive before Roaring Kitty even came back, just lets me know y'all are just trying to figure out another way to flip flop your shares, like Smokey on Friday, how he kept flipping that $20 bill, counting 20, 40, 60, 80. Yeah, man. We know you're trapped. We know you're over leveraged. We know all of that. And we're not leaving. We're buying, we're holding, and we're holding forever. Newsflash, man, I'm holding forever. I'm sure there's many investors out there holding for a lifetime. Because we know this is the investment of a lifetime right here. GameStop. I don't need to be distracted by anything else. No silver, no ape, no AMC, no Bed Bath and Gone. BlackBerry, tell me about it. What else is there? All the other things that they throw in our face. DJT, they try to say is a meme stock. Get the hell up out of here, man. I'm a GameStop investor through and through. I shop there. I buy everything they have. I buy the PSA cards, retro cards, which I'm boosted on because that whole industry is growing at an immense rate and it's only getting bigger. And our PSA, I guess you could call it shop, trading card shop online, went all the way up to 5,300, 5,300, went down to 3,500 and overnight. Okay, yesterday it was at 3533. Right now it's in the 3,900. So we got a extra 400 cards added, and majority of them were Pokemon, which is about 40% of PSA's total business. Think about that. A 40% chunk of PSA's growing business, which is just growing at an exorbitant rate. Hey man, we got Pokemon fans shopping at GameStop. While you're buying those cards, you can buy all other Pokemon packs, all types of things. You come in, you trade in your cards, get a store credit. Buy some more packs, open it up. It's just Ryan Cohen hit big on this one. Maybe people can't see it yet, but I can see it. I can see it because I track it and I know it's coming. And I feel it's the same implementation of the retro gaming. With PSA, I always scan YouTube videos just for the overall gaming industry. And now I'm looking at retro gaming industry, PSA card industry, different types of things. I like to look at GameStop on a macro perspective because that's where I'm going to be. That's how long I'm going to be here for a macro timeline. I don't get down. I don't get depressed. Red days, I love it because I can buy more. And maybe I'm sick and twisted in some way. But hey, hit me with the red day. I don't give a damn. Hit me with the green day. I'm still level headed. I'm still even keel. The reason, like I said, the reason I'm boosted is because I know they can't stop us. I know they can't stop us. And I know they're still wrapped up and I know they're still short, no matter what the reporters try to say on CNBC. No matter what they say, they close their shorts. You did not close your shorts. That's exactly why this happened right here. I mean, imagine how much faith you have to have in a company and an investment, how much conviction you have to be shot up and dragged down slowly over time just to still hold with the same conviction and keep buying like I bought right over here in the nines. To keep buying because we believe and we know, we do our research. They have never met investors like us. Stone cold, ruthless investors. Look at this pop, man. That lets me know you are still short. You just found a way to hide it. Or it's all self-reported numbers. You're just not reporting it, right? But you'll never take us. Fade us again for another 3.5 years. See what happens. I don't even think you have 3.5 years. But let's get on with this. With the show. I'm working right now, working from home. I didn't take a lunch break, so I'm using this as my lunch break. What we got over here? Oh man, Diddy. Yo, what's going on? Yo, Benjamin, welcome. Michael V, what's up, man? Because I can't. Absolutely, they are not like us. They cannot be like us. Man, our mentality is sick. It's sick. We can go to war. We can do anything, man. I had to throw this in because it's just funny. Mike Tyson moving Diddy's hand away on the couch. I was about to play a Biggie and P. Diddy song, so I had this up here. Maybe I'll play it in the middle, but this one's just so funny.
It truly is about the Benjamin, as we see. Oh, yes, he's literally. It truly is about the Benjamin. Well, now when we come back, we're gonna talk more with Puffy, and if you want to hang out, you're more than welcome to stick around, my brother. All right, we'll be.
So get that hand out of here. But anyways, all right, cool. This is let's get on with it. Here, this is this is awesome to see. Look at the off exchange data for today. 73% off exchange. How I can't even remember a time when it was this high. Look at the previous days. Normally it hovers around like 50. 50 is a good average, I would say. In the mid to upper 40s off exchange, right? And let's see over here. These are all 40s, 50s, max 60, and then normally it pops up. But look at this, 73% off exchange. What are you trying to hide? Think about it, 73% off exchange and GameStop still going while the whole market's down. 11%. Let's go, GameStop. Let's go. Or should I say it like Richard Newton? Let's go. Let's go. I was imagining him like trying to get like imagine him in like football, like as a football coach, right? Like it's like imagine him trying to get kids hype, trying to get boosted. He's like, let's go, guys. Great job. Let's go. No. Um yeah, but whatever, man, because I got to get on Richard Newton for this video. Um no, like I remember the last video, I was saying, I was like, I don't know how to feel about him, but like the more and more I get into it, the more I'm like, man, he's just not cut from the same cloth, and he can't handle this investment. He can't handle this investment. His mindset is not built for the long term. The whole thing about cutting his hair until Moas. Um, the coolest thing about our investment is that GameStop, you have all of the MOAS short seller side of it. Then you got the straight fundamentals of it. That $4 billion in cash and no debt. I mean, how great is it that Ryan Cohen put us in this position in trying times, high inflationary environment. Yeah, Ryan Cohen has us locked and loaded for years and years, decades and decades, thanks to the share offerings that he's been doing. Offer some more shares up, Ryan. I don't care. I don't care. I really don't care. He's not diluting me. If everybody is getting the same cut, it's like think of it as a slice of pizza, right? And everybody's paying for the pizza. When you cut it out, he's just getting a proportional slice, man. Ryan Cohen dilutes. He dilutes his shares as well. So he's truly not diluting. Like, if he's being affected by it, he knows what he's doing. It's not like he's solely taking money from his retail shareholders like Adam Aaron. I hate saying his name. It makes my mouth taste dirty. Like I got shit in my mouth. Sorry. But let's go. What are we getting into today? Short interest right now. Oh, the off exchange, right? 73%. That's ridiculous. And it's still launching. 11.28%. Man, it's just beautiful to see. It's just beautiful to see this on a macro scale where they tried to tell us, they lied to us, trying to tell us that the short positions closed when they truly did not. Because this is happening, and this is going to be an upward trend with higher lows. Try and stop us. Try and stop Ryan Cohen. Try and stop what's coming. We got every single aspect of the gaming industry. It's going to be on lock. It's going to be what our customers want, because that's what Ryan Cohen's out here to do. Delight customers. That's what he does. Short interest, 10% almost. It's still over here. 10% or higher is relatively high short interest and could be a warning sign. Yeah, 20% where it was before. That was extremely bearish for a company. They just can't deny it anymore. So they got to drop it, right? But those are all self-reported numbers. I got into non-bank financial institutions, which are pension funds, insurance funds, private equity, the whole nine, all of them wrapped up into it. All of the bad actors in this world, really, majority. But what the hell is going on? I hate these earbuds. I lost my GameStop earbuds, so every time I mess with these like replacement ones, I think I left them at my in-laws' house, but these stupid ones just keep like going off every time I touch it or adjust it. There's only one solution for me, man. I gotta buy more earbuds. Keep that at work until I find my new ones, but my old ones. But here we go. Let's do it. This is a quick one. And everybody knows this, but it's just a good reminder that GameStop, GME, GameStop almost broke their system. One stock almost broke their system. And we know they are still in it, hiding things just to stop it from happening again. But they can't get rid of us.
But I would like to point out here that we have come dangerously close to the collapse of the entire system, and the public seems to be completely unaware of that, including Congress and the regulators. So let me explain to you that on January 26th, Game had closed at $77 a share. The following day, it closed at 148. The following morning, on January 28th, the stock opened at 355 and traded up to 480. At the same time, Game had 50 million registered shares outstanding and a short interest of 70 million shares. In addition, there were about 1.5 million calls, which would call for 150 million shares. If the longs repay their margin loans and exercise the calls, their brokers would have been obligated by the rules, as they are today, to deliver to them 270 million shares, while only 50 million shares existed. So when the shorts cannot deliver the shares, the broker representing the longs must, by the rules of the system, go into the market and buy the shares at any price, pushing the price into the thousands.
Thousands. And we know they did not close. We know, because if they closed, what happened in May would not be happening. Okay? It would not be this volatile. The retail investors don't move stocks like that. Those are just short positions that they have to either deal with swaps, reverse repurchase agreements, all of that. I don't know the market. I don't know the market mechanics or what made it pop, but I know that they're short position. They're flipping, flopping, all of that stuff. How they're working the deal. Yeah, man. They're in a boat with 10 holes. They got 6 plugs, so things pop up all over the world. The Archegos collapse, Credit Suisse collapse, which is now onto UBS. All of that side of it, it's all good with me. Keep over leveraging yourself. Over here, what I thought was cool, y'all heard that the Bitcoin, the one Bitcoin was pulled from a Cardsmith pack. It's just good attention to GameStop. There's nothing detailed in it that we don't know. But they just mentioned GameStop. They're talking about how GameStop sells these cards, and then they go on just to show the different cards that GameStop sells, which I thought was good. It's good press. But that's not going to be a game breaker. But yeah, it's this right here. I was talking about it before, non-bank financial institutions and their hidden leverage. This is July. More reforms needed to tackle shadow banking's hidden leverage. Shadow banks are just another word for non-bank financial institutions. Here we go. I'm going to read real quick, just a short part of it. The booming non-bank financial industry has created excessive leverage that poses financial stability risks and more reforms that are needed to tackle it, including improving disclosure of positions. Non-bank financial institutions, including hedge funds, private credit providers, and insurers, have become increasingly important. They accounted for $218 trillion, or just under half of the world's financial assets in 2022, according to the G20's Financial Stability Board, the FSB. So if that's what their worth was in 2022, they've only been making money since then. So they've grown exponentially higher. While recent international reforms since 2020 Dash for Cash have addressed some NBFI risks, such as liquidity mismatch and money market funds, excessive NBFI leverage still poses financial stability risks. The growth of non-banks in the last 15 years has increased the use of collateral in the financial system, bringing benefits, but at the same time new challenges, Benjamin said, including the increased liquidity demands made on participants when margin calls spike during times of market stress. I know a stock that's had a margin call has been margin called recently. Didn't Thomas Petterfy just say it almost broke the system? I wonder what they're saying. They're saying GameStop without saying GameStop. Like, I get it. There's other stocks wrapped in it. There's other things wrapped in it. They're over leveraged on many different things because they're hedge funds. They hedge, right? But they're way over leveraged on certain stocks. And GameStop is absolutely one of them. Here's another one, right? September 6th. The buildup of leverage creates a vulnerability that, when acted upon by shock, can propagate strains through the financial system, amplify stress, and lead to systemic disruption. This has been demonstrated by series of financial incidents stretching back to the 98 collapse of long-term capital management, the 2008 global financial crisis, March 2020 market turmoil, and the 2021 Archegos failure, and the September 22 dislocation in the UK gilt market. And now we have the Japanese yen carry trade. We've got all types of things happening in this world. GameStop, man. Hey, the market, right? Their collateral is going to go down soon. And even if we don't play that game, even if we don't play the game with collateral and their collateral decreases, so they get margin called, they need to front more money, sell off some stocks, whatever. Even if we don't play that game, Ryan Cohen is turning the business around. So the bear thesis is basically crushed. It's about to be smushed, crushed, flat, and we could have a systemic issue in the financial markets where GameStop rockets up, or we could just do that slow grind over time, and I'm good with that. I'm really good with that. But here's the more NBFI stuff, and here you go. It's been a problem. 2019 article, same thing. Non-banks need to be more transparent about their leveraged loans and other high-yield exposures. This is a continuous thing. This has been happening since whatever they were talking about. I forgot where I read it over here, but something was saying like 15 years ago they started using collateral in a different way, which is 2009, right after the global financial crisis. So basically all they do is they mess around, they go in balls deep with no protection on, right? And then they get STDs. Then they just shake it off and do it all over again. They're playing the same game. They're just doing it in a different way. They create new laws so that they can hide their illicit behavior. That's basically what it is. I can show you articles from 2010 talking about the same problem. Let's see. Michael Venuti, yeah, absolutely dope show. Welcome, man. Wendy, welcome. Bears always turn to bulls eventually. Absolutely, 100%. We saw the Jim Cramer thing. I mean, in my video last time when he's talking about you short the stock, you can't have it come up, you can't have it rise, because when you're in hedge fund mode, it's critical to knock that stock down. But then eventually he'll flip, buy a bunch of common shares, and play the long game. It's going to happen. It's going to happen at some point, unless it's just such a massive short position. But I mean, I can't say that because they don't even report their numbers. If it's such a massive short position that the thing just pops and blows up, like what happened in 2021, you heard Petterfee said it'll take it to the thousands. The thousands. He said it, not me. People say GameStop investors are crazy. When I say it, maybe I'll sell a share at 1,000. Maybe. I know it can go there. I know it can go there. At least 500, I know it can go there. So quit playing these games with us, man. Own up. But your ego's too big. I know it. Acting like I'm talking to one person that's solely responsible, when it's everybody. It's all these sick, twisted people in the same circle doing it, man. Gabe Plotkin told his daddy Ken Griffin he wanted to short GameStop. He shorted GameStop. And then everybody jumps in. Everybody, they operate as a ring, man, as a crime ring. Like one person's like, hey, I got this idea. All right, let's hop on. Everybody hops on it. All the hedge funds, they're all on the same block over there. You think they don't talk? You think they don't talk? They do the same thing. That's how the whole system broke in 2021. Dynamite, man, welcome. If I didn't say welcome, man, I'm going on this rant. Braun, 20 million offering complete this morning. Yeah, I think so. It looks like it. But I mean, the best thing about being a fundamental investor in GameStop is you can just sit back and chill. You can get boosted when you want to. Red days don't bother me. I mean, because we're here for the long-term outlook, man. What else we got going on today? Trading cards. The trading cards, we're at 3,900. We got an influx of about, like 400 overnight. So we're getting these from somewhere. I don't know if these are all trade-ins or he has some deal done where he buys them in batches. But hey, the best thing about it, man, I'm not pulling a Richard Newton telling you need to do this, you need to tell me this, you need to show me that. show me the plan, Ryan. More communication, Ryan. No, man, Ryan, just sit down. I was about to say, sit down, shut up. Don't say a word. Say in the back, do your work. Do what you need to do, because obviously you're turning this company around. You got us net income positive this last year. Q2 earnings were positive, made 14 million. Everybody's making a fuss because we made it off interest. Newsflash, we're about to make a whole lot more money off interest because we got $4 billion in the bank. That's basically the reason for this live stream was really the whole thing. It was really Morantz talking about, I don't even know. See, I just touched it. There you go. See, stupid.
On the brokers
I don't want to hear this. The reason for this was Morantz talking about Mark Vadon or Vadon. I don't know how you say his name. I was watching that interview, and he's the mentor to Ryan Cohen. I'm gonna play it last. That's one of my favorite interviews because it just gets me more into the mindset and the mentality of who coaches Ryan Cohen, how much respect Ryan Cohen has for him, the mindset and the business principles that Ryan Cohen operates with. His father is enough, right? Like, first one in, last one out when you have a business. And I know Ryan Cohen's doing that. Treat your workers with empathy, respect, do every single job there is in the business. Don't think you're too high and mighty to do any job. And just drill forward. You'll see it. We'll get into it. But we got all this, man. We got the Pokemon cards going over here. New collecting frontier. Pokemon trading card grading surges. Look at this growth in just a few years. It's ridiculous. Why it matters. Pokemon is emerging as the next big asset class in the trading card world. Professional PSA, the world's leading certifier of trading cards, says 43% of the cards it's graded in 2023 were Pokemon, up from 17% in 2018. PSA, Professional Sports Authenticator, and they grade over 40% Pokemon cards. This is only going to keep going and moving along. GameStop, it's not just going to end at Pokemon cards or trading cards. It could move on to comic books. Look at this. Pokemon boom stems from a new generation of collectors, people who were kids when the cards debuted in the late 1990s and thereafter, becoming serious about the hobby. PSA President Ryan Hodge tells Axios. And this is another aspect of PSA. PSA announces comic book grading. I think it's coming in early 2025. Hey, man, that's right up our alleyway. But I'm gonna let Ryan decide if that's where we're moving to. It only seems natural because look at this. That's a whole untapped market. It says according to their survey conducted with 5,500 adults, almost half of the comic collectors amongst this group also collected TCGs, sports trading cards. So that's a big section of the market. And here's Ryan doing his work. Look at the Q2 improvement. I gotta can I see it? There you go. Minus 61 million to minus 100 million to negative 2.8 million, and now we're positive 14.8 million. So Ryan's putting in work, man. I don't need to show it again. Look at the annual net income, looking good for us. They got it all screwed up. Let's see, where's that at? I'm gone. I mean, I'm not gone, but net income, whatever, positive. Y'all know the deal. This fool, I don't really like seeing his face, man.
So here's my take on some of the news right now for GameStop, Ryan Cohen, and much, much more. So check it out. So here's what I believe to be the truth, man. Listen, if you have $8 to $6 billion in cash and you still need to dilute, there is a problem. Ryan Cohen is not to be trusted. Roaring Kitty is not to be trusted.
That's enough of that. But you know what it is. He's an AMC pumper, man. I don't know if he's even paid by AMC. Who knows, man? Who can still pump AMC? Trash company, man. Never doubt Ryan Cohen, Wendy. Absolutely, man. What are we doing out here if we got all our money in GameStop and we can't trust the leadership? What a horrible decision making that is. Amber, welcome to the live stream. I'm glad I could do the live stream today. Um, let's see. I was gonna do it earlier, but my son, right before we went to school, he was like, "Oh, I'm sick." I was like, "All right, man, whatever. It's Friday. You're in kindergarten. Stay home. You're not gonna learn anything." And I'm not trying to argue with little kids right now. But here we go. Oh, Richard Newton's position. Starting off with his letter. We're gonna get into his letter. Um, Richard Newton, is that true? Oh my goodness, he has 11,000 directly registered shares. What is he, a god now or something? Look at the people in these comments. He's a super humble guy. Intentionally doesn't talk about his share count. Blah 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 blah. It's a bunch of Richard Newton clones over here that are soft. People are complaining why he put his position out there. It's no one's business but his. He's got all these soft followers. Isn't Richard Newton the guy that pushed Biggie Smalls DD from the PP show? Yeah, I'm not getting into that. But whatever it is, he's 100% sold out since this letter. Finally, someone that can realize it. This is the one. He's a true, real, legendary enthusiast. Here's Richard Newton's letter to the board of directors. Let's get on it. I just can't. People are probably going to hate this video, Richard Newton supporters. But I just can't do it. I just can't do it. The last video I tried to be nice. I was like, I like him as a person, but I don't know. I just can't do it, man. That's a weak mentality. You can't handle it. Before I do this, let me see what GameStop's at. I just can't handle it, man. You can't handle this investment. You can't handle this long-term investment with that type of mentality because you will get broken quick. Real quick. All right, cool. GameStop's up. We're moving. We're moving up. And it's all good to me. All good with me. Another day, another dollar. Here we go. I want to make sure I have the right video to play. 1 second. My bad. Here we go.
Chairman of the board Ryan Cohen's letter to the board on November 16th, 2020. GameStop needs to evolve into a technology company that delights gamers and delivers exceptional digital experiences, not remaining a video game retailer that over-prioritizes its brick-and-mortar footprint and stumbles around the online ecosystem. I took out my own notes just because this is the truth. This is what they need to do. Put it right there in the mind, Ryan Cohen's mind. He said those words, not us. We want to see it happen. It's happening, right? So I put, while the transformation of GameStop over the last 2 years represents a Cinderella story under the leadership of them, progress is a little bit slow. Shareholders are increasingly frustrated with the relentless short and distort campaign being waged against the company and its corresponding destruction in shareholder value. 2022 alone saw a 50% decline in the price of the stock. So I put down here, with the historical demands and responses in perspective, GameStop's leadership must immediately conduct an update to the 2021 strategic review through the consideration of the included shareholder recommendations. I put on here again, please note that these vary in size.
Leadership must immediately conduct an update to strategic review. Who the hell are you telling Ryan Cohen what he must and mustn't do, man? Why don't you sit down, shut up, and let Ryan Cohen cook, man? Progress is slow. Shareholders are frustrated. I mean, what is this? It's just January 2023, and you're still carrying this on. I can't believe he said GameStop leadership must conduct an update to give it to them, to give it to Richard Newton, because he speaks for all shareholders, even though he says he does not. He always talks about the community is angry. Get out of here.
And I made it only 4 points. A, aggressively combat the short and distort campaign. B, improve corporate fundamentals. C, power up the GameStop brand. And D, expand the capabilities of the wallet and marketplace. So for part A, I took the evidence and claims part, and I just put her claims and evidence part, and I put it at the end. So I said GameStop, its leadership, and its shareholders are victims of a decades-long short and distort attack that.
I don't know if this is the part, but he talks about how GameStop needs to expand internationally, the Power of Pro program. I mean, and all this, and shipping internationally, all this stuff. How does he know? How does he know about global supply chains, taxes, all types of that? I mean, Ryan, if that's a profitable avenue, Ryan Cohen sees fit, that's where we're gonna go. He has no clue about global supply chains, trade, all of that, taxes, everything going on. And think about the time he's saying this during the Russia-Ukraine war, when oil is expensive, all types of stuff going on, global events, geopolitical tensions.
Must cease being naive and be proactive in preventing the continued destruction of shareholder value being perpetrated.
Oh, here we go.
GameStop's
Calling
board
Ryan Cohen and the leadership naive. I can't believe this dude.
cease being naive and be proactive in preventing the continued destruction of shareholder value being perpetrated.
Hold on, sorry. He says
naive and be proactive.
GameStop's board must cease being naive because they're currently being naive. What the hell is this dude thinking?
And preventing the continued destruction of shareholder value being perpetrated by market makers, members of the media, and others. And just for people to be clear, it has to be market makers because they have to be authorized participants. They have to have control over order flow to be doing what they're doing and to be able to naked short. So it has to be someone that's a market maker. And we know who the designated market maker is for GameStop. So they must fulfill some role in this situation. So the board must strongly consider taking direct action to combat the abuse of short selling and rampant naked short selling of GameStop stock. I wanted to differentiate those two because it's.
Oh, maybe Ryan Cohen can cure cancer while he's at it too. Maybe ease the tensions in the Middle East. Stop the Russia-Ukraine war. Maybe he can do all of that at the same time too, because he can definitely affect the stock price, right? How is he going to stop naked shorting? The way he's stopping it is by turning the business around, getting us fundamentally sound, getting us the whole cash reserve of $4.5 billion. That's what he's doing, all right? I can't believe it. Like Ryan Cohen's responsible for the short attacks on GameStop.
Change. Number 3, like I mentioned, strongly encourage all of the board members and executives to buy shares and directly register them.
Telling them to buy shares and directly register them. Like 36.8 million shares isn't enough to prove that you're down for the company, down for your retail shareholders, and moving forward. I mean, he said he puts his money where his mouth is. This dude holds 11,000 shares, talking to a dude with 36.8 million shares like that. I wish I could see Ryan Cohen's face when he read this letter, if he even did.
Number 4, file formal complaints, investigating all these various issues. This is kind of just a list, but it's more comprehensive in section 3A of the appendix. And then shift the earnings dates, to these dates over here. Increase the amount of
telling him to shift the earnings dates. This dude is a psycho, straight up. That's why his hair is the way it is. How are you going to do that? I can't even believe the stuff that I'm hearing. Ryan Cohen, you need to buy more shares. You need to give us a plan. You need to change the earnings dates. This is what the community wants. I never once said that. I want to let Ryan Cohen do what he needs to do. And in doing that, and sitting back, chilling, relaxing, keep buying, he's turning this company around. He's getting inefficient. He had decades to unravel, decades of neglect from the prior GameStop board of directors to unravel and turn around. He has to do his work, getting out of contracts that are not in GameStop's favor. All types of technology suite contracts, supply chain contracts, closing fulfillment centers, shrinking the business. He has so much to analyze, and he thinks he's going to listen to this letter. Get out of here.
To buy back shares and buy them back when the opportunity comes.
And telling him to buy back shares as well.
And then be prepared to issue shares, as mentioned before, if the price suddenly goes really high, to build up corporate fundamentals and secure a long-term runway. So GameStop must consider every detail to improve its corporate fundamentals and secure a long-term runway in order to truly defeat the short and distort specter that's hung over its head for decades, or over a decade. This includes returning to profitability by improving margins and reducing SG&A, but also includes selling assets, avoiding deployment of cash reserves, while also avoiding the dilution of the company and taking on new debt. Additional items are down here in table 3B. So down here we've got, they could do things like make every conceivable effort to return to positive earnings, various ways to decrease SG&A, including lowering compensation. I still have that on there. Improving cash flow, improving revenue, cutting or selling underperforming assets, increasing the runway past 2025, being super careful about any acquisitions, not spending cash on anything basically, avoiding the dilution except if you're going to use it to buy some kind of asset that's going to improve earnings, and then of course avoid high interest debt in our current environment. Items.
Richard, why don't you shut the hell up, all right? Let Ryan Cohen do what he needs to do, because he's done all of those things. except for your dilution, which you cried about, and I got that too. I can't believe it, man. Ryan Cohen has done all of these things. He's shrunk the footprint, got higher. He's brought in the PSA trading cards, retro gaming. He has higher quality merchandise. He's getting rid of the low quality merchandise, all the crap in the stores that we used to have. Ryan Cohen's doing it all. He's lowering our costs, reducing SG&A. We're net income positive now. Things are turning around. Back in Chewy, when they could have grown at an exponential rate, I mean, they could have reported positive earnings, but they knew what they were doing because they were scaling up their marketing costs. They could have scaled it back and been positive if they wanted to. If they wanted to. It's all about timing, and you'll see later. Later, I'm going to show the mentor, Mark Vadden, part of his interview. And then you just get more of a mindset of Ryan Cohen. His father taught him empathy. He taught him hard work and will and drive. He taught him all of those things. So he's got all of those, and he's got a will to succeed. He wants to be number one in this industry.
And products that appeal to a wider nationally. GameStop leadership must expand the Power Up program internationally, offer more GameStop brand products that appeal to a wider and more professional audience, expand domestic and international e-commerce reach, and accelerate the adoption of GameStop's Web3 technology by providing entry points to onboard and delight retail customers.
That's what I'm talking about. He doesn't know about taxes, supply chains, feasibility of expanding internationally. He knows none of that, but he's sending it in the shareholder letter. Yeah, man, enough of that video. And Peruvian Bull, he looks like a little teenager. I don't know what the problem is. Why people even listen to him. But where are we at now? This is his video. Which one is this? W8. My bad, guys. All right, cool. 1348. This is Reddit's hero, the GameStop hero over here, being so bullish, calm, relaxed, such a nice guy with humility. He's a true GameStop voice, right? Being so bullish on GameStop.
Just frustrating that there's never any transparency in any of this. You know, we just have to wait and see as like information's trickled out to us over time, and we get such precious little information about all this stuff. And has it paralyzed GameStop? Honestly, it seems like, I was thinking about it this morning. It seems like GameStop's just been paralyzed for 3 years, unable to do anything except for cost cut dramatically to become very slightly profitable. But as far as like, I was thinking this morning, like there's so many low-hanging fruit things they could be doing, like better international shipping, bettering the pros program, powering up the GameStop brand, things like clothing line. Like I'd be buying way more clothes. I got like 6 of these Power to the Player shirts. I can't buy any more of these shirts. Like, come on, come out with some other shirts. I'm just baffled by the company kind of slow rolling anything. And they have such an opportunity to capitalize on a community, which Larry Chang always talks about, the power of community and the power of branding. Well, what are you doing with it, right? And has the BCG loss?
All right, yo. Just questioning Ryan Cohen some more. Saying management's overlooking easy opportunities. They need more clothing, even though that's bulk, right? It's hard to ship. Where are you going to display this stuff in the stores? How do people know it fits right? You're going to get a lot of returns. Yeah, obviously they're getting away from that, but probably for a good reason. I mean, he's talking about how GameStop has little transparency, right? So we can put our game plan out there so they can cut us off, get in front of us, get in front of our turnaround. And here's the classic Richard Newton bear case. 32. Hold up.
Like playing on the tail of the just do something.
And I'm doing this not just to go in on Richard Newton. The whole reason I started this YouTube channel is because I'm just tired of the negativity of GameStop. I'm tired of seeing negative articles. I'm tired of only there being Morant's Dynamite _41 being the positive voices for GameStop. Be more, invest better. I haven't seen a video from her in a while, but just being the positive, rational voices of GameStop with proper investing techniques. No options, no T+35 settlement days that encourages option play. None of that. I'm just here to combat everything negative about GameStop. and just show why it's a positive investment and why I choose to invest in GameStop. Look at that face. This is such a depressing video. This dude right here. He flip-flops nonstop on GameStop.
This one, Ryan Cohen's treading close to, like, I mean, he's basically a villain now.
How are you going to call Ryan Cohen a villain with over $4 billion in cash and the most shares? So sensitive about dilution.
Either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Ryan Cohen is not making a lot of friends right now. I had him at S tier at one point, dropped him down to A tier, I think, in one of the last videos. Gonna have to drop that guy down to a B tier. A Tale of Two Kitties. I just like playing on the Tale of Two Cities idea. I don't know, it doesn't make any sense, but I like the it just makes me laugh, especially with the kitty chart going on that everyone's seeing and can't unsee at this point. Two Roads Ahead might be a good name for the video, or Goodbye GameStop, because honestly, like, I'm frustrated. Like,
I have never been I've never been this close to saying goodbye GameStop ever. Not one time. My conviction has never wavered. I just got up here in front of the camera just to say it, just because of people like him. People like him. Imagine having as much play as you do with 17,000 views on this video, 28,500 subscribers, and you put this out. You put this out, doubting management, saying goodbye GameStop. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. After saying you're bullish for years, it's all of your dumbass dates, your T35 cycles, all of your XRT stuff. No, we buy and hold, and that's what we do all day, every day.
I said kind of in one of the recent videos, like, this has been a labor of love. Waking up at 4 in the morning, day after day after day, to draw, to put out videos, to be hyped when I don't know, it's like stock price has just been going down. It's like now leadership is basically saying, hey, stock price is elevated, it's a good time to cash in. It's like, nah, bro, like, we don't see it that way at all. Like, I see us as still being like way down. Like, please don't issue shares if you don't desperately need to. Why could, anyway.
How does he know what Ryan Cohen is using the money for? He has no clue. He has no idea, zero idea. He thinks he knows everything about GameStop. He thinks he knows everything about retail. He thinks he knows everything about international business. Are you serious? What about business law? Does he even know international business law? Does he know anything about selling overseas? No, he does not. He's a math teacher. All right? I don't. I'm not going to say my profession, but whatever it is, it's not doing this. So I'm going to let Ryan Cohen do it, man. This is why you just got to chill with this investment. We know they're trapped. But then we also know we got a ton of cash over here. And we got an activist investor. And we have the activist investor with all the cash in his investment. He put his money where his mouth is. He's the number one investor. He pays himself $0. That's all you need. He keeps buying. The board keeps buying. Alan Adel, I can't remember the amount of shares he has. It's over like 500,000 shares or something. Over 500,000. Larry Cheng keeps buying consistently. Yeah, that's why you need to know the mindset of your leadership. What they like, what they don't like. What their mentors like, what they don't like. Where they came from. So, am I done with this video? Can I move on from this video? Yeah. So like he was so depressed about the NFT marketplace. He said, I've been up drawing all these NFTs. It's like, nobody told you to draw that, man. With the NFT marketplace, it could still just be on pause. It could still just be on pause until crypto regulation has come to not a halt, but like some type of finality to what's happening with crypto. Ryan Cohen does not want to keep wasting money if it'll be highly regulated and it'll end up being a negative for GameStop. I love it. I love that he stopped right there. I love that he has the ability to say, whoa, we were wrong. Let's stop it. Maybe he just put it on pause and implement it at a later date. That's the thing. But picture it this way: 4 billion in cash, you got 4 billion swings, right? Let's just say it. With all this cash, we could swing for the fences with the NFT marketplace. That's just one swing. We've got 100 more. We got 100 more swings to go. We got $4 billion in cash behind us. That means 100 more swings. We could keep swinging and swinging and swinging until we knock it out the park. That's what it is. That's how you have to play this. It's all good with me, the NFT marketplace. Where it stands, how it went down, how much money they claim we lost, even though it's still invested. Even though it's still invested, you research NFTs. NFTs can be anything. It can be a piece of land. It can be a diploma. It can be identification, passports, anything. So maybe as the future goes on and the world progresses with technology, maybe we'll be the first one sitting there ready and pretty with it built up, with the NFT marketplace built up. But let's just move it along. I'm sure my work is like, where's this guy? Hey man, I do my work. I work all day. But yeah, let me see where we're at. Is dilution the solution? Here you go. Richard Newton's the day after that bearish video. Here's his bullish video. Not his bullish video. This is what he said right after he said goodbye GameStop and Ryan Cohen's a villain.
We'll see how it plays out. So we'll see what happens over the next couple of days, and we'll see once they file the 8K how much they get for these shares if they're selling them. So kind of excited, to be honest. A lot different.
Really? You're excited now? You're excited one day after that video? Goodness gracious, man. Let me see what's going down, though. Let me read the chat real quick. What's going on? Jay spitting his facts over here. Bigger our share count gets, the market cap gets lower, our price needs to be for S&P 500 induction. Absolutely, man. S&P 500 and things just going to run. Look at what's happened with Palantir, right? Incorporation to S&P 500 and has been running over the past few days. Today, I think it's down a little, but overall, it's been running. Imagine, Braun, imagine if they offer a dividend higher than any other dividend on the market. How would the media try and hide that from investors? I can't even believe that like GameStop is just not fundamentally sound. It's obvious. It's clear what the media wants, what narrative they want to push. It's cool to me because they're bought. Apollo owns Yahoo, CNBC. We already know they work with hedge funds, where they push out hedge fund narratives the way they wanted to go. Look at Andrew Leff getting arrested, right? For putting out fake articles and fake lines, trying to steer retail shareholders in one direction while he goes the opposite way. The whole system's just against us, and that's why they hate GameStop, because we're real people, real investors in this stock, putting our money where our mouth is and our life on the line for this. Let's see, Wendy. No matter how much people analyze GME, the board members are going to do whatever is best for the company and shareholders. I just sit back and relax. 100%, Wendy. I mean, Ryan Cohen is a shareholder, right? He's the largest shareholder. So what do we have to, unless he's trying to bankrupt himself or lose all of his money, we're good. We're gravy. He's trying to make money. Such an embarrassing person he is. Yeah, man. That mindset, that mentality, the soft mindset, the soft mentality to be able to flip flop. Like I could never even picture myself coming out here saying that about Ryan Cohen. And this is just what is this? Oh, this is funny because this is the intro. This is talking about the shorts. Roaring Kitty comes out. Remember when he was like in the live stream, GameStop was down like 30%, and he was like beep beep boop boop beep beep. Here you go. This is back in the day, 3 years ago. He's doing the same thing with the robot. When he does that, he talks about not market makers, whatever. Just the short attack on GameStop.
Beep beep boop 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 beep beep. Such a tough day for our shorts today. Such a really tough day. You see, the stock sold off so aggressively last week, and we were really excited. But now it is back above 15, and it got above 16, and we're just having a really tough week this week. Really, really disappointed after this big sell-off last week, and then beep, 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 boop, boop. Cheers, everybody. Let's do this Friday night stream. This one's going to be...
That's just so funny he opened the show with that. He's just talking about how the shorters are upside down on their position, right? But yeah, that's another clue. Like we have the fundamental aspect of this with all our cash, no debt. great leadership team, a young leadership team that's out here to prove something to the whole world that they're the best. We've got the whole short aspect to it and the hidden leverage that they won't tell us, even though we know that we know that they know that we know. You know, if you know, you know. It's GameStop, man. It's an investment of a lifetime. Absolutely investment of a lifetime. And here you go. Roaring Kitty on stock offerings.
Talk about buyback probabilities, right? Here they are with the at-the-money offering. We'll get into that way. It's like the opposite. That I was thinking too. I was having a laugh, like, oh, if you want to be viewed as a high margin growth stock, right? High margin growth company and stuff. Well, maybe the quick way to that is to just issue shares like Tesla. just issue some shares and you'll be viewed that. I joke, but I'm not even totally joking on that front. Like, we talked about this a while back. Like, it can be opportunistic to issue shares, raise some cash. If you're serious about really transforming the business, we've talked about this a number of times on the streams, about even Cohen might propose this. You would raise that cash balance and you would go gangbusters and you would just be deploying that cash all over the place. No matter how big their cash balance was, if you were very, very serious about it and that was the path you wanted to go down, you would issue a ton of shares, raise a ton of cash, and you would go at it, right? And so I wouldn't even put it past. We don't know Cohen's full plan, but it wouldn't be crazy to me if that were part of Cohen's plan. Like, raise a ton of cash and do this in earnest. Now, this at-the-money offering isn't anything crazy big. It's nothing nuts or anything like that. What was it for? I think the quick take was it $100 million or something. That seems to align. Is this it? Do I got it open? Where is it? Yeah, about $100 million, right? Which just so happens to be a bit larger than what the debt coming due in March, right? It just so happens to coincide with that. I do think. Are we still selling off here? I do think the market tends to struggle with long-term optionality. If you heard in the conference call, the management team was making abundantly clear the purpose of this at-the-money offering is not because they need it. They said a whole bunch of stuff, but that's it. It's not because they need it, right? That's an opportunity. It's a potentially opportunistic raise, right? I believe them. It's for optionality reasons. They said that where I'm like, oh, that's great. At least they're getting that. The market's knee-jerk reaction to something like that is like, oh, I don't know how to model that. But you know me about that upside optionality. I'm like, oh, that's terrific. But then I'm like, why even stop at 100? You know what I mean? And then I'm like, maybe you stop at 100 because you are doing it for a specific purpose. If it relates to some upcoming whatever it might be, whether it's inventory needs or the debt payoff, the debt that's coming due. You know what I mean? Like, that's otherwise you go forever. Like, don't even stop at 100 million. Keep on going up, because if that price keeps on rising, and I brought this up a number of times with Tesla and Elon Musk and how he may will that company to succeed by way of those equity issuances. And here did they do it today or yesterday or whenever it was? And I'm like,
I mean, we got it right there, right? GameStop can be a high margin growth company. It's opportunistic to raise cash. He just said, keep raising cash, keep raising it. Even if you don't need it, keep raising it so you can have all that money in the bank. I mean, Ryan Cohen, we have it. We're set for decades. I mean, I can't even explain what Ryan Cohen has done. It's ridiculous how much cash, with $3 billion cash in like 3 weeks. That's nuts. People struggle to raise cash, especially in this environment. And he can do it in a day. He can do it overnight. No problem.
wow, doing it again. Now, it's not the same thing with GameStop, but that's kind of the idea behind some of these. So,
and he's talking about Elon Musk, how he willed Tesla to success with equity issuance.
but anyway, when I saw it was just as of right now, just the offering price that they're listing is at 100 million. I'm like, all right, maybe it's time to. They just want to have that flexibility, make sure they got all their bases covered the next couple of months, and that way they can have the cash that they have and that they'll generate can be used for whatever, right? I think the market's going to focus on this stuff too much. Personally, I kind of like that they're kind of going down this path, the optionality side of things, right? That's me. I wouldn't that's the thing. Even if it were higher, the market might still not like that. But someone like me, I'm like, hey, what if that price keeps rising? The stocks, hypothetically, like 20 at 30, boom, issue some shares. That's what you see in Tesla do. Not that it's like a fair comparison, but that's the type of stuff I think about, and that's what effective management teams, they should be thinking about that stuff. So I think they made it abundantly clear in the conference call for me that it's not for need, it's not because they have to do it, blah, 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 but sometimes the market's slow to come around to that stuff. So that's at least part of this. Also, this at least part of this. It's coming back up. There you go. Hey, we're doing work here. We're getting the price is rising from. Did it go below 14? I don't. If you check.
Sharon, welcome. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. Jay, let's see what he has to say, man. Always bullish. GME Holdings Corporation will be making 400 to 650 million profits year over year by 2026. Hey, man, I'm not putting it past them. I think this yearly, when the yearly net income hits, man, people are going to have problems because it was 6.7 million positive. What's it going to be next? Because we've only got more cash to earn more interest on. Goodness, I can't wait. It's going to be so positive. People are going to be hurting. There's no denying GameStop. And that's what I'm talking about, man. Let me check the price, man. 11.5% up. Great. Nice. There's nothing more to say. We got a lot of work to do. We got a long way to go, but like I said in the beginning of the stream, seeing the market down and seeing GameStop rise as it's rising up over 11% right now, just tells me, man, the market is the hedge. As Moran says it, I'm not going to take it, but it's obvious. We know. We thought about it all those 3.5 years. They're just leveraging everything against GameStop. And oh shoot, speaking of that, what happened to it? Oh, okay. Is this it? All right, this is what I want to say. So GameStop's a mid-cap company, right? Mid-caps are considered $2 billion, anywhere with a market cap between $2 billion and $10 billion. So in history, mid-cap stocks after rate cuts have grown exponentially higher than small caps or large tech companies or large cap stocks. Generally, people start getting out of the large large cap stocks like Nvidia, and they start putting their money into mid cap stocks. I keep saying stops, maybe GameStop, but they do that because mid cap stocks they have enough substantiality to them to invest in. Unlike small cap stocks, you don't really know where they're going because they're so small. They're so small. You can read it right here. Business Insider. Mid-cap stocks are poised for greater growth than small and large caps, Goldman Sachs says. Analysts point to the lower valuations than large caps and stronger fundamentals than smaller shares. There it is. Mid-cap equities have historically seen stronger growth in the year after rate cuts compared to large and small caps, analysts from Goldman Sachs say. They add mid-caps offer growth and quality at a discount price compared to large caps, which are currently trading just below record highs reached during the tech bubble and post-pandemic euphoria. So they're going to start moving that money out of Nvidia, out of the large cap stocks into the mid-cap stocks. And maybe that's what's going to make GameStop take off. But that just even supports our thesis, like Michael, that supports our thesis. It supports what we believe over time, and it's only going to be bullish because mid-cap stocks rise, GameStop rises. And their thing is that it's undervalued. Mid-cap stocks are undervalued. That's why they grow. Do you think GameStop's undervalued right now? Hell yes. We got no debt. We got all this cash. We got leadership. We've got shorts that are trapped. I mean, GameStop is severely undervalued. And the fact that we're moving more to e-commerce, we have our digital store. They don't even look into marketing because of all of us retail shareholders and all the talk about GameStop all the time. Where was I at, man? I'm all over the place now towards the end. Here we go. Larry Chang, this is the Larry Chang talking about capital allocation and how you should act when you have a lot of money. Let's see.
Way to behave when you do have capital. The best way to behave is like you don't have capital. That is the best way to behave. So great CEOs will sort of institute a culture of a lack of capital, even if you have it. This applies corporately. This also applies at the household and personal level. The smartest people, when they accumulate capital, will still act like they are preserving it and still executing on expenses and investments with a great discipline. The best way
There you go. That's exactly what Ryan Cohen's doing. If you don't know the mindset, if you don't know what he's doing, he's just accumulating cash to make sure his business is going to be here for decades. decades. Like I'm talking about 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 decades, 100 years. He's just gathering cash, and he's acting like he doesn't have the cash. That's why he operates with extreme frugality. He has every aspect of the business in check. If you do research on Ryan Cohen, where he came from, the people that guided him, you'll know exactly why. I gotta pick up my daughter in 15 minutes, so let me see if I can get through this. All right, let's get into it. Straight up, Mark Vadden, let's see, Vadon. He says it Vadon in here, but let's go through it real quick. He's going to talk about Zulily e-commerce right now. Just e-commerce in general, and how just how he operates.
The thing about what Zulily has
And this is the guy that mentors Ryan Cohen.
done is you've focused on a specific niche, deals for moms and kids. How did you guys settle on that specific niche, that area of e-commerce? Because it differs from the Amazons of the world, for example, but it's something where you've seen a huge amount of success.
Yeah. No, it's always interesting because people, I guess I tend to like businesses that people classify as nice little niches, like that grow into billion-dollar companies. Well, no, we did Blue Nile back in. I started Blue Nile in 1999, and Daryl joined me 3 months in.
Which, for those who don't know, is the online diamond ring retailer.
It has scaled, really well. We went public in less than 5 years. By the time I retired in February of 2008, we were 300 million or so in revenue. And people would say it's an interesting niche. Well, jewelry is a really big space, and similar, moms is a big space. There's something like 39 million moms in the United States. Moms control 73% of the disposable income in a household. That's a big market to go after. And I think what we were looking at the time, we were sitting around literally brainstorming ideas, and we knew we wanted to be in retail, so we think we do that well. And we saw the
Gaming is a big space. It's a niche market, right? It's something that Amazon doesn't touch. They don't touch retro games. They don't touch PSA cards. That's the whole point of this. That's this guy's mentality, and now I know why Ryan Cohen has gone after PSA and retro games.
Did it. And from day one, our mindset was, in general, we want to work on something that's going to get really big. So the way we set up the business, the way we financed it, the way we did everything, we said, okay, let's run at this as fast as we can for 6 months. So from the day we said, let's start the business till the day we launched the website, started fulfilling orders, everything else was about 10 weeks. And minimum viable product. Let's get it up there. Let's see. Let's not spend months hypothesizing what's going to happen. Let's get customer data. And our mindset was 6 months in, let's look at it. If it's going okay after 6 months, let's shoot it and move on to the next thing. We don't want okay. We want something that's going to be great, right? Because the limited resource that we view is it's your time. You only have so many resume slots that you're going to get to use in your life. And what we hate is the idea of getting into a startup where you're kind of, you've raised a bunch of money, the business isn't working, and you're kind of the walking dead, just wandering along, waiting for the cash balance to end as you pivot left and right.
So do you think Ryan Cohen's just sitting with this cash, doing nothing with no plans, just pivoting left and right, wasting our money? Hell no. He's got a plan for what he's doing. And even if he doesn't have a plan, he's got it as backup to keep us here and keep us relevant. But I know he has a plan. He's done it with intent. He operates with intent. And that's exactly what he's going to do. This is just a thought process of the mentor of Ryan Cohen, one of his mentors. I'm not there. I'm not Ryan's best buddy or anything. I don't even know him. But yeah, it just gives you the overall mindset. So when you hear all the negative articles saying how GameStop's going out of business, how they have no plan, it's just stupid to me. Wendy, how can anyone doubt GameStop? Just look at the board. Absolutely. How can you doubt it when you do some research? It takes 10 minutes of research to not doubt GameStop.
So, we set it up, and fortunately, first day in business, we did $1,800 in sales. First quarter, we did $300,000. Second quarter, we did $2 million. Third quarter, we did $5 million. Fourth quarter, we did $11 million. And then, so 18 million our first year. Year two was 142 million. It just went vertical. Yeah. So
that's nice to hear. I mean, because that could just happen to GameStop at any time. What was he talking about earlier? Yeah, he's not doing something small. The way he got into it, he's like, let's just launch. Let's get into it. Let's focus on getting it out there, and then we'll expand as we go along. So I feel like that's the exact same play Ryan Cohen has done with PSA grading cards and retro gaming. He's just launching it to get it out there. He's got it ready, getting it out there, and he's going to grow it over time.
Yeah.
So what has surprised you about that journey as an entrepreneur? Because you experienced this similarly, I guess, not at this scale, but at Blue Nile, where there was rapid takeoff as well. But is there...
and this section is talking about customer passion, which GameStop does have.
Is there something special about the Zulily story and this journey that why it caught on the way it did? You know, I think there's two things. One is I guess three things I'd point to. We have customers who are incredibly passionate about the business. We just get incredible purchase frequency and visit frequency, and it's from mobile has been fantastic for it. You know, roughly half the revenue comes over mobile. Because they're so engaged with it. If they've got a spare moment, our app is one of those kind of go-to apps on their phone that they're going to go to. So just the passion with which, and the passion came quick. Within months of launching, I'd run into people who were customers, and they would just start gushing about this business. And I was like, God, we pulled this thing out of a hat a couple months ago. Actually, like less than 6 months in, we had someone email us that they had named their daughter Zulily.
Oh no, that's a good sign, right?
Yeah, so yeah, when they start naming their kids after you, that's good, I guess. But no, customer passion, vendor passion. We started finding these small businesses around America where people were coming up with awesome products, but they had no way to get to market. They're not going to get into a mass merchant. They're not going to get into a department store. They build a website and nobody comes. They put it up on somewhere like Amazon, and they're lost on page 45 of 600 pages of.
So yeah, there you have it. Let's see. Nobody has PSA graded cards. Nobody has retro games except for mom and pop shops around the corner. GameStop's the one to have it. We're the only legitimate store that's across the country that will have retro games, that will have PSA cards for sale. Where else? You need to go to eBay. You risk fakes then. If you're selling, you have to spend all the money, the time, the hassle to package, and then you have to worry about other customers complaining that it's a fake card or whatever. There's so many issues. eBay resolution center, PayPal resolution, all of that. It's just all of this whole interview. I suggest you guys watch it. I got a little bit more to play. I suggest you guys watch it because it's very relevant to GameStop. It's very relevant to Ryan Cohen and his mindset, business mindset. Here he talks about being quiet. He's talking about being quiet while you have a lot of cash. That's exactly what Ryan Cohen does.
We are big fans of being incredibly quiet as a startup.
Well, Mark, the corollary to that question is you yourself have to be, and forgive the bluntness, but you're probably the most low-profile billionaire in the Seattle technology community. And that's one of the reasons we wanted to have you out here today is because I don't think a lot of people have heard from you over the years.
Yeah, even one of your early angel investors who was in Blue Nile came up to me right before you were coming on stage. Gus Ty at Trinity Ventures is here from Silicon Valley and said, "How'd you get Mark to come up on stage and do an interview?"
Yeah.
So
has that been a purposeful strategy on your part to keep a low profile?
It is at this point in my career. You know, when I was at Blue Nile, I did a tremendous amount of PR because it was the right thing for the business. And kind of the role I now play, right? So at Zulily, I'm there every day, but my role, I don't have direct reports. My role is more to be helpful to the CEO wherever he needs it. And he's the superstar. He's the star. I view my role more as a facilitator. I actually do a fair amount of investing. I'm in about probably 15 angel deals, some of which I get a little bit active in helping the entrepreneurs. And kind of I view my role as kind of now at this stage as kind of living at the intersection of investing and entrepreneurship. And you know, to me, the glory should go to the people in the company doing the job. You know, it's like, I actually think it's the sign of a really great VC. When VCs try not to take credit for things, they try to fade into the background and let the entrepreneurs have the stage. So yeah, I mean, it's somewhat purposeful. And plus, I don't like when everybody knows how much money I have. You know, so.
So this guy's just chilling. He's helping. I'm sure he's helping Ryan Cohen along. Oh shoot. My bad, yo. My wife's calling. Let me see if she can pick up my daughter. Let me play something real quick. I want her to play something. But Diddy's got to go out and ruin all the good songs. Let me put GameStop on 1 second.
Phone. Bitches. Swallow. Big.
Boom. Bitches. Cities. Vibrate. Cities. 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 Cities.
All right, guys. All right, all right, all right. Let me finish this video. Man, I didn't know I was gonna be live this long, but let me try to get this thing done so I get out of here, pick up my daughter on time, not have her just sitting there. Let me see. I hope the mic's still working. Mic's working. All right, cool. All right, cool. Let me finish this then. Where we at? Oh yeah, this is actually the best part about it. He talks basically he's talking about Ryan Cohen without saying his name. Here we go.
But again, I think we are closer to the top of the cycle. I think if you're an entrepreneur, you got to be careful. I talked to entrepreneurs today. I've an amazing entrepreneur I work with who's 28. And he has amazing instincts. He's great. But I keep coaching him. You are closer to the top than the bottom, and you got to be careful. You got to be a little cautious because when it turns fast, and the money isn't there. And so fill the coffers, and then my advice in general to people is like when the market's good, raise a bunch of money and then don't spend it too fast, right? Like because people get on these burn rates. Mark Andreessen wrote about this recently. Like the burn rates get really, really high, and if you've only been in a market where the capital markets are up and to the right, you keep thinking, well, I'll always be able to go back to the market, and that's not always the case. So you always need a plan B, and that's what makes me nervous right now. Is from a
Ryan Cohen's doing that, right? He's filling the coffers. We got a ton of cash, and we're ready for a plan B. We're ready for everything. We're ready for anything. GameStop investors, man. And this is the end for mergers and acquisition people. This is his idea about mergers and acquisition.
With our vendors, think tools to help our vendors grow and expand. So we're looking at things across the board. At the same time, I think our growth rate last quarter was 97%, right? So when you're growing as fast as we're growing, doing a deal is just hard because you got to absorb it. You got to eat it after you shoot it, right? So like, I think arguably we're growing too fast to do M&A properly today. But I think over the long term, like, we want to be one of the more meaningful internet businesses in the whole landscape, and I think M&A will be a part of that at some point.
Yeah, great.
There you go. He says at some point. So maybe farther down the line. But when you just do a merger and acquisition, you acquire something, you have to run that company. So GameStop is going to focus on GameStop first. And that's exactly what Ryan Cohen's been doing. What else do I have? This is Ryan Cohen's letter to employees. So this is his mindset. I'll be straight to the point. It's not sustainable for GameStop to operate a money-losing business. The mission is to operate hyper-efficiently and profitably. Our expense structure must allow us to endure any adverse scenario. Sounds just like what Mark Vadon was saying. Whether it's difficult economy or revenue deceleration from shrinking software, we must be profitable. Our job is to make sure GameStop is here for decades to come. Extreme frugality is required. Every expense at the company must be scrutinized under a microscope, and all waste is eliminated. The company has no use for delegators and money wasters. I expect everyone to treat company money like their own and lead by example. Prospering in retail means survival. If we survive, we stay in the game. Survival is avoiding the deadly sins that often lead retailers to self-destruct. This is usually as a result of the following: buying bad inventory, using leverage, and running expenses too high. By avoiding these self-inflicted mistakes and focusing on the basics, GameStop can be here for a long time. I expect everyone to roll up their sleeves and work hard. I'm not getting paid, so either I'm going down with the ship or turning the company around. I much prefer the latter. It won't be easy. Best of luck to us all. This is the exact mindset that Larry Cheng was talking about, Mark Vadon's talking about. We have all this cash for a plan B or to move for whatever this economy throws at us. We can navigate however we need to navigate, thanks to Ryan Cohen. And he's doing a damn good job, Richard Newton. You should not be questioning him. #1 shareholder. Here's just something funny before I head out. I got to bounce in a second. But Michael losing money on his options. It's always funny.
Fortunately, I can't do that right now. Once she's home, I'll be able to turn it on for you guys. But right now, it is off air for some. Again, she has to turn it.
What the hell? Hold up.
How are we doing tonight, my man? Great to see you here tonight. How you doing on this fine evening, my man?
Well, if today is drinking, then I should probably pour one out for all my options today.
Oh no! So the GME options didn't work out this week, did they?
I mean, I have some for the 20th, but
he had his options for earning, man. Burton, welcome. Benjamin, welcome. Uku, man, welcome. Johnny, Diamond Hands, man. I got all these people up in here. But yeah, man, that's the point, man. Ryan Cohen knows what he's doing. He's operating with masterminds of business, e-commerce behind him, supporting him, people that taught him, his father, Mark Vadon, Larry Cheng. He's got all these people around him, Alan Adel, guiding him as we navigate with $4 billion in cash. And look at Roaring Kitty, man. One of the best investors of our generation, probably the best investor of our generation, still backing GameStop with his 9 million shares. But that's it, man. GameStop boosted to the moon. You'll never find me down on this investment. 12.5% and rising, man. Couple minutes left in the market. Let's go. Let's get over that 22, man. I got to get out of here. I got to pick up my daughter. But yeah, man, Carter's Corner Pocket. Hit the dislike, unsubscribe. Can't stop, won't stop, GameStop, baby. Peace. Thanks for joining, man.